Christmas time.
No.
Mistletoe and us.
Make it stop.
Talking about Christmas stuff. It's Trusty Hogs with Helen and Catherine.
No.
Welcome to the show.
You know we have a theme tune.
Hi, Hogs. I hate this song. Hi, Hogs. Happy
wasn't
Christmas.
bad for an improv.
No, you did all right. Happy
Thank
Christmas,
you.
everybody.
Through the fog, step forth the trusty hogs. Yeah, you're gonna give them your problems and they will solve them. Or maybe they won't, and that's your problem. They'll have guests and Andrew White on the tech. Oh, it's Helen and Catherine as the trusty hogs. Trust the trusty hogs, or maybe not.
Happy Christmas feels like it puts a lot of pressure on it. It's Christmas. We hope you're having an okay week.
And if you're not, it's just another week at the shitty part of year. It's cold outside.
Yeah.
There's no good vibes. If you're not into Christmas, it's a rough time.
But also the TV's good and you don't have to answer emails on Christmas Day. So, you know, swings and roundabouts.
It works out in the end.
But if you're excited about it, that's also great. Life is it's sometimes hard to find joy in. So if you're loving it, fucking love it. Embrace it. That's also a lot.
I think I'm feeling it a bit this year.
Good for you.
Like the vibes, I'm feeling Christmas vibes, but Christmas, I'm always like, oh man, like it does feel like days I've got to get through, even though I like my family. I love them. They're great. It's just, it's a lot of pressure to be having fun. It's like going to Thorpe Park. Like you can't not enjoy it. But sometimes the ride, like the queue for Colossus is so long, it just doesn't feel like it's worth it. Because it's only a 10 looper, you know?
I don't.
Okay.
I would say that I would not go to Thorpe Park, so no. For me, I think last year was so shit, like so epically shit for me. I know you loved it, but I
loved it.
Hated it. That I actually feel like this Christmas can, in a way, for every Christmas in my life has always been like, it's got to be amazing, it's got to be perfect, it's going to be brilliant, it's got to be magical, it's got to be like on the TV. Now I'm like, it just needs to not be like last year, and it'll honestly be whatever it is will be great.
This is the things we want to discuss Christmas as it actually is on this episode. So normally we sort of like, we talk about some problems people are having. We're awful agony aunts for you. And I feel like this one, we just want to go through some Christmases of our past.
Yeah. What, like our own horrible...
Our own horrors.
Our own ghosts of Christmas past.
And then we've got our wonderful guest, James ACASTER.
James ACASTER is here.
Hello, yes, please.
And James helps us solve our listener problem this week. And actually it was a really good question for him. Also, he's just, I mean, surprise, guys. James ACASTER, don't know if you know, kind of funny.
Very funny.
I mean, I didn't enjoy how much you guys talked about Pokemon, but fine. It happened.
We're both good players. Let it be.
I've moved on.
Thank you very much.
That is my Christmas gift to you. I'm just moving on.
And we'll talk about our Christmases with him as well. But I think we would want to go through the back catalogue of Christmases we've suffered in our youth.
I feel like you're like, I'm just going to push this until she asks because I do have some therapy that needs doing.
I've gone through a lot of different Christmas times, okay?
Tell me, favourite Christmas gift?
Favourite Christmas gift ever? Okay, I got a typewriter.
What?
And I loved it for about 2 hours.
How old were you?
And it was incredible. I was like, I must have been like 6 or 7. And I saw, no, like an early learning centre one. Don't picture like a vintage
like a Fisher
typewriter.
Price.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, what are you talking? Like, ka-ding.
Really big buttons, like plastic, 100%. Not like, my mum wasn't going around like auctions.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, what?
And I must have seen something on TV or like read a book where someone was using a typewriter and I was like, that's my truth. That is me.
Culture.
That's me. And also we were going through a phase at school where the coolest girl at school was really good at writing and reading. I don't know how to explain it.
Isn't that just academia?
Academia, but she
We were
was
going
like...
through this weird phase at school where like the cool one was the one who could like read.
There's this really cool girl at our school. She could read and write. It was mad. she was amazing. And like whenever we had to like write a short story, like you'd always want to be partnered with her because she'd write a really cool short story and we were like, oh my God, she's going to get published. This is insane. Like it was a whole
You
thing.
were 6 and you were like, oh my God, she's going to... Also, you had to collab on short stories?
Well, I did. They were like, oh, Helen can't do it by herself. No, put her with someone else because I was like, and like no skills.
That's interesting. I would have thought of you as like, if anything, you were asked to write a short story and you provided like a tome on your
I
feelings
could do
of
a
the day.
play.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, exactly.
If I was able to act it out,
Yeah.
then 100% to sit and write. No, I needed Kath Soper. Thank you, Kath. Who is now a very successful playwright. It all comes round. It all makes sense in the end.
Made it.
She made it. She was always going to.
Well, I'm glad that you played with it for 2 hours. What happened to it thereafter?
So then I didn't realise that you couldn't delete and you had to restart. And I was just like trying to write like one thing, probably like a list of people I need to send thank you letters to, whatever the Christmas Day version of like fun is. Because I couldn't delete after I made a mistake, which was constant.
Yeah.
I had to like rip it out and start again. And then I was just like, I don't like it anymore. But for that 2 hours, I felt like Joe March.
Oh, I
it was
love that.
incredible.
I was thinking, that's so nice.
I
That's
know.
sweet.
How about you? Best gift ever?
I think actually, and we discussed this with James, so I won't give too much away. But but while it did break my heart in some ways, which we did discuss with him, ultimately I did get a purple bike, purple Ladybird bike. And my mom set it up in such a way that when you open the living room door, it was there like gleaming with this huge purple bow on, and it was just like it was my first like grown-up bike. It wasn't like a kid's bike. And I just was like, it was everything I wanted. It was so cool. And I mean, little did I know that I was just turning into the like age where I would rather fucking do anything than cycle to the shop. But at the time I was like, this is freedom.
Yeah.
This is my way out.
That
man.
genuine belief that you found the thing that will make you.
This is me. This is mine. Wow. The world is our oyster.
Wow. And how many times do you reckon you use that bike?
Well, I'd say my period started properly, like heavily, within a 9-month period of that. So I wasn't. That makes it sound like I was pregnant at the time.
No,
I was 12. But
again, the period started.
But once that happened, I was like. It was like, do you want to go for a cycle? And I was like, are you calling me fat? It's like, so really after that, it just sort of sat in the shed.
Yeah, any sort of exercise equipment for Christmas as soon as you turn a certain age, it's just going to be rough.
Yeah, exactly.
And it shouldn't be. It should just be a fun bike. No. And instead, all of a sudden, it's like, what are you trying to say?
Yeah, how dare you? This helmet's going to ruin my hair. But
I remember that. We'd always get chocolate coins in our stocking as well as like a Satsuma. And then like I would automatically go for the chocolate coins, and it was all fun and games. And then I turned 13 and I was eating the chocolate coins and I was like, why is everyone looking at me? Why are they judging me?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, and it should just be a fun thing.
Like
and
no one cares.
By the time I was 14, I learned open chocolate coins, put them somewhere hidden in my bra, and then take them upstairs because you got a secret because otherwise Santa will judge you. Like, so obsessive.
I love how we both took really lovely gifts our parents had clearly worked for and tried, and were like, and the way in which that fed into my neurosis was the following way. Okay, great. Do you have any?
I remember one year I got toe socks in my stocking, and this is when toe socks were everything.
They were everything.
Are they in again? Can we get them?
I don't think they're in again, but if we could get them, does anybody know where we can get toe socks?
It's 2 days to Christmas. Mummy, if you're listening, I want toe socks.
Mine were rainbow colours.
Mine too.
Oh, I loved them.
Ladies size 9 wide fit. No. Me too. They were Claire's accessories.
Oh yeah, because I got them when I was like 15, so they weren't like wide fit 9 size 9.
So great.
They were amazing because that was also the era of when I was like wearing pajamas under my uniform and would pull up my socks to keep them up and hidden. Like we all did this like little weird pirates because we weren't allowed to wear tights. We had to wear the school socks, and we would be freezing, so we'd all wear our bulky pajamas underneath.
Mad.
Like some sort of like, you know, there's like what are they, bloomers underneath that women used
to
wear? We were like that in
Day
school.
bloomers.
Yeah, we were like that. So the toe socks under your school socks were a game changer.
They were also just so freaking cool. Like
they were
you
amazing.
just looked awesome with toe socks on.
It felt like a thing Tia and Tamira would wear, and you were like, "This is."
It's sister vibes, 100%.
I loved it.
I remember one year I wanted a Spice Girls dress, and I really wanted a Spice Girls dress, and I don't know what a Spice Girls dress. I don't know. I think maybe
like a Union Jack.
Maybe the Union Jack dress, or like there must have been like a dress in BHS that had Spice Girls on it. It's like I want that. So my mum made one.
Oh no!
And just glitter glue the red spice across the front.
No!
Which is so loving but so wrong.
Yeah.
And you know when you're like, I've got to
Not
be
right.
grateful, but she's fucked it. She is absolutely fucked this. So you're there like, don't cry.
I
You can't
know.
cry because you got given the wrong gift.
I
And then you're just
know.
there, and then like Uncle Jerry arrives and he's like, do you love it? And I'm like, it's awful. The stitch work is terrible. Christmas is ruined.
I just want the BHS Spice
And then
Girls
you're
dress.
there, you're eating your coins, but they're all finished. Everyone's like, just have the Satsuma. I don't want it.
Also, can I just say, we never got Satsumas in our stockings because I think that's just passag and rude. It's like, if you didn't want to buy me another gift, don't buy me another gift, but don't give me your filler fruit. So I support you
It's
fully.
tradition.
It's not tradition in my house. Absolutely not.
I would say that so sometimes, because obviously it'd be at the very bottom of the stocking,
Oh,
Yeah.
the last thing you take out is an underwhelming.
and it's squashed. It's squashed
Oh,
everything.
no,
Yeah.
I
no.
remember as well, me and my siblings all had different stockings that we did choose ourselves, and mine size-wise, I fucked it. I fucked it for myself.
That. I hate that.
And it's
for
not
you.
like you're trying to fill it when you're younger, but you are.
You are. What are you talking about? Of course you are. What are
That's the main
you-
aim of it.
Absolutely. Got any?
We're such fucking brats. God
we
bless
really
us all.
are. And
God bless
my
us all.
Clementine would be squashed because there were so many presents on top of that. Good God. So tell me, please, do you have anything in your family tradition-wise that you do that you're going to keep up?
So this is the thing. Like, your family is super, super Christmas. My family, a little bit less Christmassy. Like, we don't all like go. We used to go to church when we were younger, but that stopped. Like, we don't go crazy decorating. We kind of never did. We only decorated like 4 days before Christmas. Like, it wasn't
Got
like.
your tree 4 days before Christmas.
Yeah, her mum was running her drama school from our living room, so the tree would be in the way of her doing her improv exercises.
I love the idea that the tree can't be there because it's not always Christmas in the scene. Like, what?
So, like, if anyone who's new here, my mum ran an illegal drama school from our living room the entire time I was growing up, teaching children how to improv for cash in hand. It was a great time. And that would be where she'd teach. So then we wouldn't put the Christmas tree up. And then when we decorated, we went a bit, but we didn't go crazy. Like, our advent calendars were pictures. Like, we were that
Can
house.
you stop with all of your weird sad stories and just give us like one nice tradition?
One nice tradition.
Like one thing
But
that's
it's all nice. But we all opened gifts together downstairs. We didn't have stockings in the room. I say our nicest tradition is we always go on a Christmas Day walk, which now I'm old enough to
nice.
opt out of. I
Oh.
can just stay here and chill.
I was like, that's love.
It's my
Okay.
favorite part of Christmas Day. We're all having a nice time. And then, like, obviously, like, the uncle's my dad, and they're like, it's walk time. And I'm like, it's cold outside. It's raining. I'm absolutely having nothing to do with this. So I'm like, it's not walk time for Helen. I'm staying in.
It's wank time for
Ideally,
Helen.
they all go out. Sometimes people also stay behind now, which is fine. But I just want to watch TV, and usually it's after lunch, so then I can finish what I wanted to have for lunch but didn't want to because my mum was looking and judging.
yeah.
So I can go back and make my sausage sandwich.
Yeah. I will say this, actually. For a little while, I was the only one who didn't go to mass. And obviously, like, drama, but also that
Insane drama.
blissful 2 hours.
I know.
Where it was like, I can eat my Percy pigs out of my stocking for breakfast. I can eat, I can be like, I can do whatever. I just watch the Christmas TV, sit in my PJs. So good. But alas, yeah, people stay back now. Okay, that was a really terrible story about your Christmases.
I know, I made it sound awful. Like, it's okay. It's just that I'm not like, I don't dread Christmas,
Yeah.
but I do find it something I don't like. It doesn't make my year.
One controversial tradition that we have
Hit
that
me.
I really enjoy is that we have stockings in the morning. We have breakfast.
At the ripe old age of 31.
Yep, 33, still getting my stocking, baby.
Where's the 31 for dignity?
You did. You tried to, but nope, 33, baby. And
33 running downstairs. Oh my God, what's Father Christmas got us?
literally. Although it's better than when my mom used to make us as children stop at the manger and sing happy birthday to Jesus before we would go in and open the Christmas.
Seriously, God bless the Irish at this time of year. God fucking bless the Irish.
Every year.
What would
every,
you sing? Away in the Manger?
Happy birthday,
No!
dear.
No, come
Happy
on.
birthday, dear Jesus, or baby Jesus.
Just to be clear, Jesus was not born then. Jesus was 100% born in April. Didn't they find that out? And he's 100% an Aries.
Okay, well, anyway, we would
There's
sing.
no way Jesus is a Christmas sign.
Yeah, because it was like meant to match with like a winter pagan festival. So they
Dang.
moved it all.
Yeah, it's actually April, baby.
Yeah, No, like none of it's real, guys. I don't know what the issue is. The point is,
I'm just saying, just sing it in April. I'm not saying
just
don't
saying your
sing
mum
it.
is
Just sing it to
double
him in
wrong.
April.
okay,
yeah,
well, I'll
yeah.
mention that you should sing happy. We can't really. It feels rude to sing happy birthday on his death day, which is the point is.
It's like Shakespeare, born and died on the same day.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, Shakespeare died on his birthday.
Both very long books.
Good for him.
No, that's not true. I was trying to make it
God, tell
terrible.
me, you'd go and sing Happy Birthday to the baby
We'd
Jesus.
come down to
We're not
to the
laughing at your
manger,
Christians, we're celebrating
come down to
them.
the manger
Okay,
and
great.
sing Happy Birthday to Jesus, and then we'd go in. But anyway, what the point of that story was actually to say that the tradition that we do is we have our stockings in the morning. We have our breakfast. They go to mass, and then we watch some TV or whatever. I'll go for a run. Usually, I know you hate that part.
Hey, you got to do what's true to you. It's wrong, but
we
it's
live on
fine.
a canal, so or not on a canal, but by a canal. So all the canal boats get done up for Christmas. So I quite like running by them. And
So the whole of Ireland goes all out.
no, I'm just saying I get to run by the boats and be like, I'm glad it's Christmas and I don't live on a boat. And then I then I get back to my house, like a little bit of a Christmas appreciation
I get it.
and mindfulness. And then, but the thing we do after dinner is then we do our presents. And people hate this.
You
but
wait until after
Well, we used to
dinner.
have our Santa present and our stocking, and then everything else was after dinner. And it's so amazing because, first of all, my mom does it very dramatically. She puts every single present into what she calls a Santa bag, and then she takes one out.
A stocking.
This huge bag. She takes one out each, and then she'll announce the person who it's to, who it's from. And we would like clap. They'd open it. They'd say, they'd say what it is. They'd say what it is. They'd be like, so my mom would be like, Catherine, it's for Catherine from Auntie Bernie. And then I'd open it and be like, it's a fairy toy or whatever. Or for
And they'd
Fairy
all
Barbie.
clap
And everyone would
again.
be like, yay! And then if it was from someone in the room, you'd be like, thank you, Mom, thank you, Mom. And it would make it last like an hour and a half, but also was like, a really good way of checking you got the same number of gifts as your siblings, that nobody was the favorite, and also of like really like making it evident when I love it. I like it did make it very obvious because everyone was watching.
It's like
You didn't-
Christmas at a care home.
I was thinking like primary school students and they're like, and Susie brought her tambourine. Well done, Susie.
But can I just say,
feel like a family just relaxing and having fun together, does it?
but it was, no, I love it, and I love my mom loves the ceremony and the pomp. She's like the mayor of Christmas, and also also the thing is like. That way, you get presents in the morning, you have breakfast, you have like the big dinner, it's so lovely. And then there's also presents in the evening.
This
And it lasts the whole
I think our
day.
Christmas dinner isn't good because my mum doesn't want to cook, right?
Yeah.
So we each bring a dish. So it's
Okay.
just a mishmash of like I'll pick up some sausages from Co-op. Like Michael will bring.
not a
My
dish,
dad's
Ellen.
always in charge of the cheese board. He just brings one block of cheddar, one of red Leicester, which is 2 for £3. And then he's like done, and we're like fair enough. And then no one touches it. And then on Boxing Day, inevitably I'll wake up. My brother will just be eating like 200 grams of cheddar with Marmite spread across the top of it like it's just a piece of cake. And I'll be like, Merry Christmas. And he'll be like, do you want to see each other this year? And I'll be like, nah. And he'll be like, okay, cool. Like, that is the whole vibe.
You know what? I thought we would have to actually like. I thought.
But it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I like it. I like it.
Yeah,
I
such a
hate
high pitch.
Christmas.
I can really tell. The thing about this podcast was I was worried about doing a Christmas episode because I thought like we don't want to over amp how great Christmas is when sometimes people don't have a great time around it. But actually what I now find myself having to do is to go like, it's not that sad. It's not that bad. You might have an okay
The
time.
thing about Christmas is I don't know how I stand in it. 'Cause, like, I don't want anyone else to feel bad or have a bad time. Because I'm like, it's such a great time. But then with me, I'm like, it's a bit shitty. And
But
then,
have you considered, first of all, that sausages from Co-op are not a dish as you described
They
them.
are a dish.
But also, have you considered maybe bringing like a brie and some crackers?
Yeah, but I'm not in charge of the cheese. Michael's in charge
What,
of the
just
cheese.
take it away from him.
Yeah, why don't you say I'll do
You've
the
got
cheese
a-
board this year?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good point. My Uncle Jerry's the only one that crushes it. He does booze and he just arrives and he brings me all my wine bottles. And because I can't
I think
eat
he's-
a roast without ketchup, he brings me like a big ketchup every Christmas.
I don't know.
No.
Which is super sweet of him.
Maybe you wouldn't be better at the
Because I
cheese
don't
board.
particularly enjoy the taste of a roast. For me, it's a bit bland.
Maybe you should all just go out. Just go to a
Yeah,
restaurant.
why are you
This is what I've been
Yeah.
suggesting because
Yeah.
no one wants to cook. None of us are cooks. Like my mum's like a cook.
That's kind of why
but
the
like,
cheese board needs to be so good because it's the no cooking part. Crackers, grapes, lots of lovely cheeses,
Yeah.
walnuts. Like
but no one's gonna do it. No one's gonna set it
Chutneys.
up. It'll end up being on a
What do you mean
plate.
set it up? You just have to get the cheese out.
Yeah, just
There's no wooden board, you know.
A plate would be fine.
If I try and play Christmas music, then my mum's going to have a migraine. Like, you can't quite win.
I have a migraine.
Doing.
I have a migraine listening to your Christmas. Andrew, do we need to buy the Bowers a Christmas cheese board?
Yeah, or just like a voucher for like a Green King or something, and let somebody else do it. Oh, it's just a pub chain.
A pub chain.
Let them do your Christmas dinners. This
please.
is really sad.
I wanted this year to do Christmas in Brighton because then I was like, we can go and have like a nice curry or something, and just have like a chill Christmas day. But my mum wants to host it, which I totally get because we didn't have Christmas together last year because of the lockdown. But now I'm just sort of like, so is it just going to be like us just sitting around staring at each other? Don't mention the divorce.
What if?
I will. If there's a lull in it, I'll be like, anyway, is this awkward for you? Because I feel tense. Your dad's got a girlfriend. How mad is that?
Helen, okay, so that's what you...
if you're listening to this, family member,
Helen,
stop now.
look at me.
I'm looking at you. I'm chill.
Okay, let's do just like a displacement, replacement sort of...
I don't know what that is, but 100%.
Okay, so every time you think, I'll mention the divorce, I want you to use that time to replenish the cheese, the crackers, or the chutney. So I want you to focus your.
So what you're saying is I have to do the cheese board.
I want you to take your divorce energy and put that into the cheese board. It would be the best cheese board that's ever been.
But how much if no one has it?
Look at me.
Okay.
You're going to win them back with the cheese board like you wish.
Why have I lost them? Why have I lost them?
No, you're going to compensate for the divorce with the cheese board. They're going to love it. They're going to embrace it, and they're all going to come together around it. This is you fixing your family. Is the cheese board.
I'm telling you now, if I do that, my mum will suddenly have a lactose intolerance that we've never heard of. Honestly, 3 years ago, she got an EpiPen that she bought because she's allergic to coconut now.
You've prepared for every eventuality. Oh, that's right. There's a beautiful company called the Old Tyne Cheese, and it's cheese with an A, and they make beautiful vegan cheese that she can eat. You have it. You're ready to go. Marks and Spencer's doing vegan
seriously,
cheese.
I'm waiting for Marianne to bring Pancake down in the carry cart, and I'm going to sit with Pancake and just stuff myself stupid.
With the cheese board.
That's what I'm going to do.
So what's going to be on it?
Brie.
Yeah.
Can your brother spread Marmite on Brie?
He can spread Marmite on anything.
It can be one of the dishes.
Oh, Ted can do bloody anything he puts his mind to.
A Brie?
A camembert.
Those are two soft cheeses, so why not just have a Brie? Make it easy for yourself. Camembert,
cheddar, Baby Bells, cheese strings.
No,
Dairy Dunkers.
No. Roll back.
A leaning tower of cheese.
No, roll back. What about
Wensleydale?
Lovely. Yes. What about like a Cornish cruncher?
No idea, but yep, absolutely fine.
It's delicious.
Do they serve them in co-op?
They sell all of these. They actually sell ready-made cheese boards. So like a mix that's already
I know, but they come with loads of plastic, and my family are super like anti-plastic.
Okay, but you could copy it. You could look at what it is and then just buy the cheeses that aren't so covered in
That's
packaging.
a good point. Okay, fine. I'm doing a cheese board.
Yeah.
I've got 2 days to get a cheese board together, and that's going to take me a minimum 5 days.
No, it's not.
I reckon it will.
We'll go after. I'm going to help you.
Yeah, but you don't have this because your mum does the cheese board.
But I can lay it out. I bring stuff.
What do you bring to Christmas?
And when I make a cheese board, I do like sliced apple, candied walnuts.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, that's mad, isn't it? Like, it's nice, and I would love it if someone presented it to me.
I will present it to you.
But there's no, you're coming to my mum's house.
With a cheese board. I'm going to make that family right.
Could you imagine just knocking on the door and then being like, who are you? Who are you? I work with your daughter. Which one?
Me just being like, don't worry, one of these relishes is actually ketchup.
Oh, no, there's Gerald with the ketchup. Hello. Hello, Helen. I'm like, Gerald.
Listen,
you describe your family like the giants in the BFG.
Yes.
I think we are, though.
Look, I think wherever you spend your Christmas, however you spend your Christmas, I hope that it's with less ketchup than Helen, a more diverse, generous, self-loving,
a nice mayonnaise-y, ketchup-y pigs in blanket sandwich, please.
Also, that sounds great. Just enjoy yourself.
Also, my mum doesn't have any bread in the house. She has like usually a couple of ends in the freezer, which are like beyond freezer bad because she just doesn't like it. It just fills her up too much.
Bring bread.
No, because then I'm the big girl that bought bread, and then that's another discussion point for Christmas Day. How are you not understanding this?
Wow. Okay, but you need bread for all those roast dinner sandwiches.
I know.
So, but then just bring it anyway. Forget what she says. Just bring it because everyone's going to thank you for it.
No, they won't. Pancake will.
Fuck
The only
them.
person that understands me is my sister's morbidly obese hamster.
More on this with James ACASTER. Hey, do your best. Get through it. Eat whatever the hell you want. Enjoy yourself.
I am looking forward to watching loads of TV and not working. That is always
food.
nice.
I'm excited for the food. I mean,
Right.
the food in your house sounds terrible. You should make those 2 cheeses into a mac and cheese. You're not going to do that. Have a great Christmas.
Should we introduce James? I feel
think
like
we
this will be a
should. I
good
think
change
we
of pace
should.
for us right
Yeah.
now.
Everybody, please enjoy Christmas. James ACASTER.
Christmas at James Acaster's house.
Christmas at James. It's not at his house.
It's in the studio.
Yeah, he doesn't tell us where he lives.
I know.
We get it. What?
Do you not know?
No.
Oh my God, I know.
Have you been to his house?
No, but we spin poke stops, so I know vaguely the
Oh,
area.
okay, that's different.
So freaking creepy.
Hello, don't skip. It has become apparent that people like Chloe Pets, who do listen to every episode, skip when we're doing admin. Fucking rude. So, in case you didn't know, you get an extra episode a week if you're a patron. So sign up.
And also, when they're doing an advert, they do actually say valuable things, but I didn't realise that.
Yeah. So yeah, you get an extra episode. It's worth £3 a month. Just check it out.
£5 a month for the extra episode.
£5 a month. It is also worth £5 a month. Okay, Andrew will edit this, or maybe he won't, but I hope you haven't skipped. Please join us for the extras.
Patreon.com/TrustyHogs.
Yeah. Hello, James ACASTER. How are you? You well?
Good. How are you both?
Good.
Livid.
Thanks.
Fucking livid.
What's going on?
We just tried to do a Pokemon trade. I thought we could do 2 because I caught special Pokemon for James.
What?
Yes.
In Lanzarote, they're regional Pokemon.
Are you flirting with James ACASTER?
This is how I do it.
Some people do it.
This is how we do it.
So-
Like, do you want a Pokemon? Do you want to come on a podcast and do a
When
Pokemon?
you were in Lanzarote, where you brought us that horrible fridge magnet, you got James Pokemon.
You're welcome.
What fridge magnet?
She brought me this
Really
flip
nice.
flop fridge. It's hideous.
Lizard on it, Diamante's glitter, and it says
Yeah.
Lanzarote along the bottom, and Andrew got a shell.
It had almost certainly been in that shop for like 45 years. It was
6
so
for
sun-faded.
€5, made in China. That's nice, isn't it? That
of
is
you.
nice.
Really nice of you.
James, just circle back. I didn't have you pegged for a Pokemon player.
In 2019, I had a very long tour, and I needed something to do on the tour. And I was watching TV with my nephews who are really into Pokemon. And
Was he on tour with you?
No, but
Okay.
this is like, I had some days off.
Okay, cool.
And I was able to hang out with my nephews, and they love Pokemon. And
Right.
we were trying to get them out of the house that day, and they didn't want to leave the house.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, I know there's this app, and
Right.
maybe I can get it on my phone. I can say, hey, do you want to go outside and catch Pokemon?
Okay.
So did that with them, and then I was like, pretty into this actually, and quite enjoying catching them.
How old is the nephew?
At the time, they would have been 7 and 5.
Which is Pokemon age appropriate, and we are aware of that.
Okay. But also, neither of you seem to have been aware of the like addictive nature of this app.
I genuinely still believe it might be a phase. It's been
Yeah.
a year or so now, but I still believe it will. One day I'll just wake up and I'll be like, you know what? I don't need
We
to
are
spin that
rounding up
Pokestop.
on 2022, and you're still playing this.
So 2019 was where I did the majority of my catching
Okay.
and hatching, because there's eggs as well.
Yeah.
So I was catching and hatching
There are
all
eggs
year.
as well?
Yeah, you got to hatch some eggs. 'cause
I can't
some
eventually
of
think
them-
my phone, so I've got to have it open at all times. It's a bloody nightmare.
Oh shit. Yeah,
it's
that-
all
that-
right.
that
I'm
can
all
be
right.
bad.
I'm all right.
Don't
I've
know what
hatched
that
over
Drains the
500
battery.
eggs, so I do have a gold coin.
If you have Adventure Sync, then even if you're not on the app, it will track your.
Oh, I don't care.
Your walk. Okay.
Okay.
And so
Okay. So
it's interesting.
what do the other adults in your life make of it?
I only hang out with people who do it. I don't. I'm not talking to people.
We've
Well,
got a
okay.
group that we
You've
talk
cut
about
out.
it
You've
in.
cut out other
We're in a
people who
WhatsApp
don't.
group, me and Bauer.
Who else is in the?
Does the name
Sakisa?
Sakisa mean anything to you?
Oh yeah, I know. Did she?
Roz from Access Malarkey.
Yeah.
Oh,
Henry Whittaker.
Henry Whittaker.
These are like proper adults.
It's
Yeah.
a big group, honey. And we raid together. We haven't for a while, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And actually, here's what we figured out is that together we all work in different parts of the comedy industry. And actually, if we wanted to, we've got the skills among us to organise a tour, a world tour, where we go around catching Pokemon, but also like doing gigs and filming it.
Why do I feel like you're pitching to Channel 4 right now, and I'm such a
Because they're gonna get it made.
I'm such a disappointed development. Like exactly, I'm like,
No, that's a good show. I think that's a really good show.
show.
Okay.
The three of us.
And it
Uh-huh.
ends
Three
with us in
comics.
Japan with Pokemon, like
Yeah.
actual Pokemon.
Yeah.
It'd be
where they actually
incredible.
live.
Oh my god.
Be a good ending.
This is the thing. We're rounding up the year,
Yeah.
and it's nice to know what you're going to do the next year. I think it's very important to have plans.
Yeah, it is important. Speaking of which, how are you spending Christmas?
Ugh.
Don't do that.
I just don't think it's going to be the funnest one I've ever had.
You
Okay.
loved last year.
Last year I loved me and my Emma Black,
Yeah.
just in our house, just like dicking about, eating, drinking, playing with my Furby. Like,
Yeah.
it was so good. I think we watched Funny Girl on Christmas Day. Like,
Delightful.
dreamy. This year, I thought we might do a Brighton Christmas with the family, because my dad lives in Brighton, and I was like...
I thought he lived in a one bed.
He lives in a one bed, yeah, but we
Can
can...
you stay there?
No, we can like stay in a hotel.
Okay.
My dad lives on like a
Hotel
divorced man's
Christmas,
marina
fancy.
sort of a thing.
Okay.
But the problem is there's a part of Brighton called the marina where it's just divorced men in rented units.
Right.
None of them own curtains. There's nothing on the walls, like nothing. And I am the most attractive person when I go there. That is how I set the
Nice.
scene. And loads of them are like, "Who needs a wife? I've got a boat." But my dad doesn't have a boat. It's
Oh,
just
that's
really
so sad.
But he's thriving. He enjoys himself. It's really close to the sewage works he works in. He's happy.
Great.
Michael's simple pleasures.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, let's do a Brighton Christmas and we can all stay in like a hotel
Yeah.
and then hang out on the beach during the day. It's like a wintry beach.
Nice.
Problem is, we don't know what to do with Pancake.
Is Pancake coming?
Okay,
Pancake has
remind
to
me.
come.
Oh,
So Pancake...
Pancake is-
Would you not? Have you not talked about it in the group?
Well, it doesn't sound like a Pokemon, so no, it wouldn't get brought up in the group. No.
Pancake is my little
hard.
sister's hamster / the light of her life.
Right, okay,
It is
good.
the only thing she's ever
Also
loved.
morbidly obese. Has to wear guinea pig clothes.
Pancake has to... Well, everything's from the guinea pig aisle now. Pancake...
How has that happened?
Pancake has gained... Because Marianne keeps giving her a hard-boiled egg for fun.
What?
There's so much to explain here.
Die!
I know. Pancake
Do you know what?
can
This kind
barely
of stuff
breathe.
annoys me so much. I hate people who have pets and the way that they show love for their pet is bad for their pet because it's so selfish. The whole thing is just about her having an animal.
Helen,
She doesn't give a
make
fuck
him
if
feel
it
bad.
dies.
Make him feel bad. Explain.
Doesn't
Make him
care.
feel bad.
She
Explain.
doesn't care.
If it dies.
She don't know, but the thing is, it's
It's
only got
all
a life
about her.
expectancy of 2 years.
So? Who fucking reasons it like
Helen,
that?
give context to make James ACASTER feel bad.
What?
Explain your sister.
Oh, she's got severe autism.
Okay. Fine.
How quickly you reneged on animal cruelty. You were like,
No, but Pancake's the fucking bane of my life, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
So Marianne got Pancake. I always, same with every family, we all grew up believing like, oh, Marianne just found it really hard to like form emotional attachments with people. Like she just works differently. And then she got a hamster and it's like, oh no, she can love things. She just doesn't love us. So that was really hard to deal with at
Right,
first.
good.
Then Pancake started gaining and like, and we're not here to body shame, but Pancake can no longer get on a wheel. Pancake can't get into a hamster house, so we have to like exclusively shop in like guinea pig and rabbit size shops. Like it's a fucking nightmare. She eats everything, and because Pancake eats anything that's put in front of her, she's having like eggs all the time, omelets, like
Yeah.
full roast dinners, like whatever
Wait,
Pancake
what?
wants.
I'm sorry, what?
Pancake gets. Pancake will have
But how would she express
anything.
that she wants that?
Because she's like there going,
Wants anything at this point, doesn't it?
But, like, you know, the Nutty Professor, Shelley, and
Yeah.
she's got
Yeah.
like we're like that size now. But Pancake.
Hold on though. Hold on. So can't someone step? Will your like? Can no one step in? Will your sister not have it?
So Pancake originally lived at my mum's.
Yeah.
That was the deal, that if she stayed at my mum's, then she could get a hamster.
Uh-huh.
So she got the hamster, and then immediately within 2 days, my sister decided that Pancake was scared of my mum, and if my mum went close to her, Pancake would cry. And that was a deal breaker. A deal breaker.
Okay.
So mum was not allowed access to Pancake. So Pancake was very much like a child in a basement
Yeah.
that no one was allowed to access. We just knew she existed.
Okay, so I used to work at a school with autistic kids.
Yeah.
And
Oh, then I can paint the picture. So Marianne's autistic, but she's still a big Bower girl. So like, imagine the strength. So like,
okay,
don't picture your
that's
small
Strength
autistic.
is-
one of the
It's a
kids. we
relevant
wouldn't-
factor.
Yeah, there was some of the kids like that that we wouldn't fuck with.
So she's definitely like, she's got a
who
good
they
tennis
kind of did
arm.
whatever they wanted. Yeah, well, I don't know. I think she can still understand like what is and isn't appropriate, right? With the hamster, like you shouldn't be feeding the hamster.
No, because then
She surely knows that hamster shouldn't be that size.
So I go to Marianne like, oh, Pancake's really big. She's like, I know, she's so cute. She loves her so much. And also, like, Pancake will only live 2 years. So we're coming towards the end of the cycle.
I would also.
How old is Pancake now?
So Pancake was born last September, but Pancake's birthday is whenever Marianne decides she wants gifts.
So she's had quite a few. Can I just say one thing in Marianne's defense? She parents Pancake exactly how I think I will parent children, which is to say, like, when you're coming to her house, she reminds you in advance you will need to be bringing gifts for the children on account of how
She
great
doesn't
the
remind
children
you,
are.
she demands it at the front door.
Yeah, but like, yeah, she does a door check too, which I also like. And she does ultimately build her world around Pancake.
She made 40 fridge magnets for Pancake during lockdown. She walked an hour to go to a print shop to print off pictures to make fridge magnets just in case someone wanted merch.
I mean, I don't dislike that. That's quite good.
Do you want one?
No?
She's like the Kris Jenner of hamster moms. I love it.
Pancake's got a TikTok now,
Of course,
Okay.
which is great. It's very exciting for Pancake. But like, basically, so Christmas, Pancake knows Fleet and is more comfortable at my mum's in Fleet than in Brighton. My dad rents, my mum owns.
Does Pancake go about
So
the
it's-
town, or is it just house to house?
So, no, well, then Pancake can travel in her cat-sized carry cart to my mum's for Christmas. But then Marianne's now insisting that we do a stocking for Pancake,
Yeah.
which I draw the line at because I'm not getting a stocking.
That's where you draw the line.
I draw the line because, like, for context, my 30th birthday this year, my dad rung me a week before and I was like, oh shit, he's calling because he wants to know what I want for my birthday. This is so exciting. And I was like, do you want to know what I want? And he was like, oh, it's lockdown, so there's nothing I can do. And then in a minute, he was like, so I just posted Pancake her Easter gift. What the fuck? And then he sent me £20 of M&S vouchers. Make it 30, you fucking cheapskate.
I think it was her 30th birthday.
And he sent me £20 of M&S vouchers. Because that's a dad who knows his kid.
James, have you ever had a pet?
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Sure.
kinds?
Huh?
What kinds?
Loads of kinds were growing up. I don't think any of them were as interesting as this shit.
Oh, okay, no. I'm just
Like
checking- I'm just saying-
I had a rat. I had my first pet ever was a rat,
What was it called?
Fonzie.
Oh, that's
No,
cute.
I don't think they should be pets.
What? Why?
I don't
Rat.
like them. Clem,
It just sit on my head.
Did you ever feed your rat
I
a
don't think
hard-boiled
rats
egg?
seem
No,
like fun.
bread. You like bread though.
Rats just don't seem like. Are you supposed to?
Well, you making that face like
They're fucking hungry, rodent.
That's nasty. Like it's like nasty. Give me some-
She's actually just making her bread face. She's just doing like, I want some bread now.
bread.
I love bread so much.
She loves bread. She loves
Yeah.
bread. Okay, and what do you do for lockdown Christmas?
We went to nightmare.
God.
In terms of because there was the whole thing about like 3 households and then it was like
Yeah, then it changed.
then suddenly it changed
Yeah.
and there was all that stuff and so like we had the day that they announced London going
Yeah.
to lockdown or
Yes.
whatever it was.
And everyone panicked and bailed.
Yeah, so that morning before they'd made the announcement, my dad had driven to London, picked us up, brought us back to Kentman because not because we didn't think there was going to be an announcement, and because that was the only day that he could come and pick us up. We didn't want
How
to get the
perfect.
train.
Lucky you.
So we were like, we don't want to get the train and be on the train with everyone. He was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I can
yeah.
pick you up on this morning. I'm not free at any other time. Came and got us then. But we had been so good with the rules. It's me
Yeah.
and my girlfriend. So when we arrived in at my parents' house, and then they had made that announcement, we instantly were like, "Oh no, we were meant to have stayed in there, and now we've been bad, and we
No,
weren't,
but you
we weren't
couldn't
meant
have
to
done that.
leave."
No, that's fine.
And we just felt very, torn about whether we
Yeah.
should be there or not.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't be here,
Yeah.
and all this stuff. So it was one of those, I guess. A lot of people can relate to it. All the way through lockdown, just not sure what the rules are, wanting
Yeah.
to do the right rules, then thinking you're not doing them and
Yeah.
feeling really bad,
Yeah.
and all that. So it was that. That was my Christmas. Was me sitting there going, "Should I even be here?"
It's hard,
That's like all
though.
Christmases, though, right?
Shut
It's like a bit of guilt, a bit of angst, a bit of moral
Yeah.
quandary, and whether or not you should really be spending it with your that's.
And here we are,
That's
back
Christmas.
to the Irish Christmas.
It's
Not
a
everyone
Christian
feels guilt
Christmas.
on Christmas.
What?
I don't feel guilt on Christmas Day. Should I?
Which
There's
I-
no guilt around Christmases.
I wouldn't expect you to feel guilt.
No guilt whatsoever. Last year, me and Emma put it in. Luckily, my brother lives very close. I went and had espresso martinis on his doorstep. Went back to mine.
Espresso martini, very festive.
It's very festive.
I
very
exclusively
festive.
feel guilt around Christmas. Cause
Why?
Well, the whole thing is like, is it too excessive? Is it not excessive enough? Have I bought for the right people? Have I bought enough for the right people? Have I bought too much for the people?
It's just drama, though.
Am I spending enough time? Am I giving everyone the same amount of equal time? Am I really getting the meaning of it? Am I taking a break? Am I actually supposed to be working through it? Is it the time that you should be making most money because other people don't want to do the gigs? Is it like, have I let my family down? What am I going to do next year? Have I wasted my year?
Look, you're looking at me like I'm on your side. I'm completely on Catherine's side.
Thank you.
Like, this is exactly. I'm just the same. I'm just thinking too much about that present buying. Especially is like,
So
have I
stressful.
bought a good gift?
Yeah.
Have I bought enough? Have I bought too much? Is a
Yeah.
big one.
You know what? My
Yep.
family are so shit at doing gifts. We just don't do them. So,
wow.
I think it's just very chill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we just
Well,
don't.
you say it's chill, but you told us a story earlier where you didn't sound the most chill person about gifts.
That was my 30th birthday. The 30th birthday, you expect your dad to at least get you a £30 voucher from
I'll
M&S
tell you
and
what,
not 20.
I've never seen my phone ring and thought to myself, they must be ringing to ask me what present I want. So I think, maybe presents for you are a bigger deal than you let on.
Maybe
The
they
man
are.
makes a
Maybe-
solid
Okay,
point.
you're right. I've been
Yeah.
seen. I've been
Yeah,
seen.
like Pancake can't even get a stocking just because you're not getting one. It's like,
Pancake stocking will just be more food.
she gets
Yeah.
to live for 2 years.
Yeah.
Let her have her snack.
Don't have a
2
stocking.
She's
years. Huge. Feels just a little. It's just getting to a bit body shamey, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
She can barely breathe.
I remember when I was younger, my mom used to.
That have pancake food. If that is true, I mean,
James is gonna
She's
call
got a water
somebody.
bottle.
I'm
with
going to
it
call
with
that
Ayla
and
pump.
get this,
She's like,
this hamster rescued. Although I think any animal charity go, how old is it? Oh, it's not worth it. Forget it. If it's made it this long, give it another egg.
But because did you I don't know if you were like to this, James, but I used to obviously fix the tree when I'd get home, or like. My siblings had to be allowed to also decorate it, but then I would fix it because I have OCD.
And you're
then-
fun, yeah.
so fun. And then the other thing I would do is take out all of the presents repeatedly, especially if somebody added one when they'd been wrapped from under the tree, and then put them back in so that they were like as symmetrical as they could be under a tree in a situation that's never symmetrical, but ultimately we try. And so my mom often now even will like chuck the decorations on, chuck the gifts under, and then be like, Catherine, I'll fix it. And I love to, so that's fine. But part of that operation used to be that my mother would have me count how many gifts each of us has currently under there.
Oh, no. That feels very like...
so that she could check that we all have exactly the same.
Yes, yeah.
Isn't that like a thing for the Dursley family in Harry Potter? That's like a sign that he's a bad boy, is that he has to count how many presents
Oh
he
yeah,
gets?
but the problem is my mum has 3 kids who are going like, it's cool, we don't need any more stuff, and she's like,
Quickly buy them a yo-yo. Put
yeah,
one down.
she's like, they must all know I love them equally and the most. It's like very, so she really puts a lot of love into. And
Okay, I know that. I definitely do look at my siblings.
So what I'm
but-
saying is I didn't lick it off a stone. Like I got it from somewhere, you know. And then I feel that way about all the people in my life, but also simultaneously like we're ridding the planet and like capitalist mentality.
But we've talked about this before. Like, you don't have to get everyone a gift. Like, people don't expect it. Like, you expect that they will expect it, but people don't. Everyone's very chill.
I don't think that's true.
I mean, I want a
Why-
gift from you, and James is expecting his at the end of the recording.
Obviously, that makes sense to me.
Crossing my fingers for a stocking full of eggs or whatever it is.
Oh my God, could you imagine when I show up on Christmas morning with like 2 hard-boiled eggs for Pancake? That'd be fucking great, wouldn't it?
I'd actually I don't mean I'd be
That's
happy
the
with
only
that.
thing I have to buy. Just that.
Yeah.
Do it.
I'm doing it.
One Christmas, my stocking was just a CD. And I was the happiest ever. Yeah, normally it was like loads of little things. And one Christmas, my parents had just kind of gone, oh, he wants this album, so we'll just put the album in a stocking and that's it. And I woke up and it's
What,
a
no
stocking.
clementines or
Nothing. Funny enough, I wasn't jonesing for clementines, but I kind of like, I got.
But if you're trying to fill a stocking, you'd think you'd be like, okay, we got him.
Sure.
So like, I guess we just put some fruit.
Do you want to discuss the CD with us?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it
Which
won't make me
CD was
sound
it?
cool. It won't make me. It's
No, and you
it was an
always
REM
sound
album.
so-
It was an REM album. That's not like the coolest thing ever. But like, I really wanted it because I'd read an article about them making it, and I really wanted the album. And I was like, I really want this album.
Kind of hurts
you?
my heart. It's so
I was
sweet.
as a teenager because like it was like so I was raised on. REM and Bruce Springsteen was what my parents were playing a lot in the house. My mum was listening to
I
Bruce
get that,
Springsteen a
it's
lot. My dad
nice.
was listening to REM a lot. I liked both of them a lot. And REM had just lost their drummer that year. He had left the band and to be a farmer. And
God, this is your chance.
and they decided that they would do an album but instead of replacing him, they would use a drum machine. And I read this article about it
Savage.
in like a free magazine with a newspaper, and it was like them talking about living in like going to Hawaii or somewhere and learning how to use this drum machine and making an album out of it. And I was really into it and was like, I really want to hear what they've done because that's like so different for them.
This is pretty cool for a kid.
And I was like saying like to my dad, because my dad likes REM, I was like, Dad, isn't this cool? They like did an album with a drum machine.
He bought you a
And,
gift
like,
you wanted for your.
Well, no. To be fair to him, he bought me a gift that I wanted, and he didn't ask to listen to it. He was just like, "That's his album. He's got it," and he just left it, and it was just mine. And the reason why it was so great to get an album is that normally you wake up, get your stocking, open it all on your bed, and then you're waiting for like your granddad to have a shave or whatever, because for some reason that's what he wants to do before opening presents, and you're like, "Come
Not to
on!"
make any jokes about you sounding like some sort of Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Your
Grandpa
one
Jones.
gift, but then you went there, and I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
we talk about how tragic it is that if you like, if you left a band, like dramatically left a band as the drummer, and they were like, "Oh, we'll just replace you with a machine."
The machine, but
Whilst
then-
you return to the land
the
in the one
land,
industry that's already
I
being
think-
But
mechanized
it's
to the
hard on
point
the
that
heart
like,
if they replaced you with another drummer as well.
Yeah, I think
Really?
I think he would have liked the fact that I'm irreplaceable. They don't want to replace me with a person. They're doing like they'd rather replace me with just a different sound altogether.
you don't think a man who goes to be a farmer thinks that the world is becoming too like machine run?
Good point. Yeah,
I
maybe,
think that's crazy.
maybe
I'd
that's-
be like that. No,
Stop it, you're right.
that is
It's the
savage.
worst thing for him.
Don't
yeah.
Yeah.
ruin this Christmas.
It'd rather
I've clearly
be
got fond memories of it.
Replaced by a sheep or something.
Exactly.
would have
How
made
was
me
the
feel better.
album?
I love it. I still love it. It's like one of my favourite. I mean, me and Nish Kumar, whenever we get drunk together and it's just the two of us,
Yeah.
end up always,
Just your little thing.
always
Where's this story
the
going?
same, always the same conversations. We have two conversations when
Yes.
we get drunk enough, just the two of us. One is we recap how we met each other,
Nice.
and we go over that entire story.
That's so
I get
cute.
that, yeah.
Of the two different gigs we did together, there was a gig where I thought Nish was a good guy but a shit comedian, and he thought that I was a shit person but a good comedian. And we would talk about that and how our opinions have
Gorgeous.
changed over the years.
God.
And we really go over about basically then we just talk about our friendship for ages, and then there's another conversation we have which is just discussing our top 5 REM albums, and we do it every time.
I've never thought of you as a lesbian couple before,
Yeah.
but now I'm like, wow, that's what you are.
Really sweet.
Before we get asked on Twitter, what's the album called?
Up is the album that,
Up is the album,
and
okay.
very few people have it. Very few REM fans have it in their top 5. It's in my top 5.
Well, I think
And,
if anyone's looking
I
to
love
get
it.
that last minute stocking gift for their kids for Christmas in 2 days' time,
Yeah.
just go out, buy the album up, wrap it, they'll love it.
They'll love
They
it.
will. Look at
They
Abby.
will love
People are
it.
loving CDs these days. What? No.
It gives them something to listen to before the presents. Like
Well,
you
Grandpa
need something to
shaves
do
his face.
while everyone. Well, Granddad's
I agree with it.
shaving and putting a suit on to sit there and have presents. Like you need something to do, and I you know, you can only eat so many chocolates and like still be
Just-
like.
No, he's right.
jazzed.
You need stuff to do on Christmas Day because we
No,
didn't
it's
do
good.
stockings
It's
like
good.
3 years ago, and it ended up being Christmas Day. My mum was like having proper conversations with people in the kitchen, and it was me, my dad, my Uncle Jerry, my Uncle Philip watching a documentary about John Demjanjuk and whether it was actually him at Treblinka Death Camp. Like that was it. Just me and like 4 mouth-breathing morons. Just all of us just like going like, "Do you think it's him?"
See,
Yeah.
I'm not
Like,
religious,
that
but
was
this,
it.
I'm not religious, but this is the case for a good morning mass. It just kills.
That is the German version of morning
Yeah,
mass.
it just kills those hours. You know what I mean?
I think no, it is him. Yeah, richtig.
Because I stopped going to mass, and my brother and I are now like, I guess we'll just do a 10K on Christmas Day because there's nothing else to do.
Wow.
For that, those like 3 hours where you're like, well, we had breakfast and we're waiting for dinner. What do we?
TV.
I love run. I like running. We always diverge here. Andrew, is there a problem that James can help us solve for a listener?
Yeah, there is indeed.
I feel like I'm going to walk away with more problems than I came with. Personally.
You're fine!
Ah!
Okay, let's do it.
Oh my
You
goodness.
okay, James?
He's
Yes.
having a nice day.
Good, thank you.
James is never coming back. Okay, go on.
People come
for that
back.
Pokemon.
People come back.
It's like episode 12 now. Go on.
This is from H. He says, "Hello, Hogs."
Have we had
Hello.
an H before?
There's only 26 letters of the alphabet, Catherine.
Oh,
Would you
sorry.
believe it if I said it was from X?
Oh, right, fair
Hold on.
enough.
Do you
Alright,
so
sorry.
you refer to your?
We anonymise
keep
it
their-
because some people put
they-
like personal issues and
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
So whereas like Helen full names every member of her family and tells you their workplaces, home addresses,
Yes.
and
Travel lodges of choice.
previous ex-wives' addresses.
Okay.
We just think
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
give them some
Fleet.
privacy. Yeah.
But kind of, as a result, everyone thinks that H from Steps has got a lot of problems.
yeah,
Yeah.
huge number of
Yeah,
problems.
yeah.
Well, he's gone through a lot.
A wide range, yeah.
Go on.
Anyway, they say some lovely things about the podcast, and they say the issue is that they're feeling very creatively impotent at the moment, especially since the pandemic started. Normally, they'd go out to theatre and gigs, and that inspiration would feed into their own creative work, brackets, normally short fiction and scripts. And then when that was taken away, they started a podcast with a friend, but they've not had time to start that up again, and they've just not had a lot of time to do anything creative. They feel like their head's not in it, and there's a lack of inspiration. And it feels like that the only thing they can do is their droney office job.
Okay, I'll take this. Painting by numbers. Easy. Get them
What?
on Amazon, 99p. You're creative. You're filling in the gaps. No thought to it. Done. Creatively impotent. Over. Painting by numbers.
Do you do that?
I'm sorry.
Nope.
What?
No.
Because I'm creatively flowing, baby. No, I don't fucking know, do I? I just think like you go through phases of like coming up with loads of ideas and being really creative, and then sometimes it's just not there, and there's no point trying to bully yourself out of it. It comes and goes.
There is a second part as well.
Oh.
Here we go. This is going to make you look like an absolute arsehole. I can't wait to hear this
No,
next
I'm
part.
gonna say I've done painting by numbers. It doesn't work.
P.S. I'm colourblind, they say at the end.
Yeah.
No, they say, so how do you remind yourself that you actually are a creative person when you're not feeling it? And B, how do you combat comparing yourself to more motivated and successful creative friends?
Merry Christmas.
No, I think there's three important things there. How do you stop comparing yourself, and how do you convince yourself that you're still a creative person, but also like whether or not there is such a thing as like creative impotence. I think we
Can I do the comparing self one?
please.
So I don't think you can stop comparing yourself to other people.
Oh, wow.
It's just natural. It's a very natural thing. You can choose not to indulge it, but I think you naturally will look at other people at any point in your life and be like, oh, they're all like getting married, for example, or they're doing this career goal, or they're buying this house, or they've traveled to this place and I've never been there, or they've got that Pokemon, I don't have that Pokemon, his dex count's better than mine.
Too specific.
Like, of course you compare yourself, it's just whether you indulge it or not.
Yeah.
Because I always think, you must have this as well in comedy, like people always say, like, don't read your reviews, don't look at how other people are doing, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're going to. Like, it's just natural. You are going to see how other people are doing. It's just part of it. Just choose to go like, oh, okay, well, good for them, and move on. Don't bully yourself to not do something that's natural.
Yeah.
Right?
What do you think, James?
Yeah, I think
Agree with me.
Yeah, I do. No, I broadly agree with you on that. I think different people are more prone to it than others, and,
Yeah.
and people who aren't prone to it are very bad at empathizing with the people who are prone to it. They kind of go like, "Well, just don't care what they're doing. Who cares?" And
Yeah.
you're like, "Yeah, but it's really in my head," and and I think definitely not beating yourself up about that sort of stuff and going, "Look, logically, I know it doesn't matter what that person's doing."
Yeah.
Because I can still do what I want to do, but I acknowledge that this is making me feel a certain way. I mean, for so much of this year, I was like, well, Bo Burnham's done that, so I might as well quit. And like, and there was a huge thing of just being like, yeah, fuck.
He's
fuck
taller than
the
you
rest
as well,
of us.
right?
He's taller than me.
crazy.
Oh, good job,
Yeah,
Catherine.
great.
Well done.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just like, he's done what all of us want. Every comedian wanted to do that in lockdown, and he's done it, and he's nailed it. And I'm never going to do anything that's that good in my career. And then you just kind of go, oh, do you know what? Let's just like, it doesn't matter if you don't ever do anything that's that, because like really, you logically know that none of that matters, and that means anything. Some
Yeah.
people will prefer something that you do or whatever, and it's all subjective, and it's really, you're not doing this, you didn't get into this to compete with other people. And I think that
True.
the only thing, there's so many things in with our job that you kind of like come up against, writer's block or whatever. Feeling that you're not doing as well in your career as you should be, feeling that other people are doing better. And I think the only thing that really solves it all is remembering why you started in the first place and going, I started this because I love this, and this. I didn't start it because I was like, I'm going to be the best, or I'm going to get great reviews, or I'm going to win an award, or anything. You were like, you watched something like this person saying that, I guess I get the thing of like, they can't go to performances anymore. And so they're struggling to get that. Because it does give you that.
Yeah, I went to see
inspiration.
Pretty Women the musical 2 weeks ago. I've been flying high at my new material nights since then.
I bet you have.
I think what is interesting though is I think a lot of people will be struck by hearing you say that it's something that you like with Beau, because I think other people would look to you and go, but he has it made. I don't understand. And I think that what it kind of does remind me of is like, there's no point you get to where you're like, I'm here. I'm done. I win. There's always like, if you want there to be, there's always something to go, oh, well, I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
Like, so I think that you kind of have to figure out, like you say, why you're doing it.
What Catherine's saying is just measure your success by the amount of followers you have on social media and then just compare yourself to other people based on that.
No,
and
what
if
I'm
you're feeling
saying
down, get a bot and...
What I was actually going to say was that I think that I'm very bad at not looking left to right. But what I have done recently is try to figure out, I never ask myself, I always go, oh, look, they've got this or they've done this. I never go, do I want that? I'll just go, so I should feel bad about myself. And going, do I want that, is really helpful because actually half the time the answer is no. And the other half of the time is like, yep, oh, that's a useful thing to know. And now I could do something about that.
Yeah.
Rather than like, I just think it's not, it can be quite a constructive way of figuring out what's underneath the jealousy. Is like, is it like actually just I'm feeling bad about myself? But also, I do think we missed one useful thing, which is like, I don't necessarily buy into the idea that there's like times you're inspired and times you're not inspired. I mean,
What?
I think there is some work that comes at you more easily, and other times that I'm sorry, Helen, I'm going to disagree with you.
Don't be sorry, be better.
But I think sometimes you do just have to. There are things you can do to methodically get into patterns of work that are fucking boring and like moving through molasses, but like writing exercises that I know are tedious, but I think if I personally go, I just have to wait till the block goes and I am inspired, I could not write another joke ever. Because since my first 5 minutes of stand-up, nothing has come to me just like, I could just do this.
I think everyone is so different. That,
Yeah.
like for me, it is like a case of like if I'm desperately trying to get something down, then I do have a tendency to be like, okay, well, I should have a bit about that because that would get into this. And then I desperately try and think about it instead of it just allowing it to be like organically like, okay, well, what's going on at the moment? Let me chat that out through. Obviously, there are examples of times where I've sat down and written, but like once maybe, twice.
I mean, to be clear, I write like I don't write full fleshed out bits, but I think that if you're like sometimes for me it really helps to go back over stuff I've already written. If I'm feeling really stuck, because then it's already started, I'll just go, can I add anything here? And then my brain starts to work.
I agree with that. Go through old recordings, go through like notepads from like years ago, like retrospectively looking at it is really useful.
Yeah, or like I'll do really basic 101 writing tasks like write a thank you letter to a thing you hate. And it's like, if I just do 5 minutes of this today, maybe my brain will start working.
Never heard of that one. That's interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like it's a very
How many thank you letters have you written me? There was another part to that question as well, was there not?
Do you have anything that you do that helps you unblock?
I remind myself that the first draft of anything is going to be shit.
Yes.
And then I just get on with writing the shit thing.
So true.
And so I just kind of try and be like, because the thing that's stopping me is that I want to write something that's really brilliant and all I have in my head is shit ideas. And so then I just go, yeah, that's the point. No one writes the brilliant thing straight away. So just write the shit thing and then later on in the week or whenever you can go over this again and make it good. And that's how you've done everything that you've ever done. So like that's and like I didn't like. So my first 5 minutes of stand-up was shit.
What was
and
it
like
about?
I kind of
It was that bad, you forgot it.
But like I was like, took me so long to get like a decent 5 or whatever. So like I just always remind myself like, it's always been like this. This isn't a new thing, and that sometimes just following up what you've already done is half the thing. Half the kind of like battle anyway, or is an achievement in itself. Like there's loads of bands that I love who have done like albums that like everyone loves. And then I look at their follow-up album, and they've just done like they've almost just like thrown it out the following year,
Maroon
and
5
it's not
songs
very
about Jane.
good.
Yeah.
Exactly. But they've just kind of gone, who cares? We just want to do a thing and put it out there. And I think sometimes just doing it is enough. I think.
Do you write if you are going to write? Is there a specific time of day you write?
I do find the late night thing works for me.
Oh, interesting.
But that's only because when I first started doing stand-up, I was working like a job where I have to be at the place at 5 a.m. to set up the breakfast buffet.
Jeez.
So then I would do a gig in the evening, and then I would go to a bar and just sit and write, which sounds so much cooler than it actually was.
Yeah.
But yeah, late at night for sure. Because I write to deadlines. So if there's a new material night, then I'll panic ideas down, I'll do it on stage, and then I can rewrite it immediately afterwards. But the idea of waking up first thing in the morning, like I want to get up in the morning, I want to have my chucky porridge, and I want to watch The Simpsons.
Yeah, you like your poodle, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. James?
Either first thing or last thing. Yeah, like either straight away. It's a brand new day. I'm a new man. I would have like, so I'm gonna be this guy
Every day.
Yeah, I'm this guy who's gonna do stuff and be productive. If
Don't
I
you
don't,
feel like you've got to do your like Pokemon, you've got to spin your first Pokestop of the day, you've got to catch your first Pokemon of the day, you've got to complete your challenge?
I'm Dex driven, so not as much that, but like
He has identified as Dex-driven already, actually.
Yeah,
so maybe
yeah.
like listen to him when he's
Just trying to
like, it feels like he's said who he is, and you're not paying attention. So that's crazy.
That's fine, right in the morning, like everyone else does. Fucking cliche hacks.
Or it's last thing because like I find it very hard to start writing in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, I'm already this guy, and
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, or it's last thing, I'm like, oh shit, I've done
Quiet
nothing
your
all day.
mind, get everything on the paper, and then go to bed. Like
Yeah,
there's something
yeah.
quite relaxing about that.
Yeah.
Pen and paper or computer guy?
It depends what it is. So stand up, I don't write any of it down, and everything else is just on
Sorry,
computer.
what do you mean you don't write any of it down?
I just write keywords in my notes app, and that's it.
Preach.
And then
on the
don't
same
write any
bullet
of it down.
pointed out.
Yeah, I used to, and I wrote my second show. I really loved sitting down and writing it every day and writing it on the computer, and it was really fun, and I really got into it like that. And then the third show I tried to write it like that, and I just gave myself kind of what this person's talking about. I just couldn't see myself my way past certain lines or expanded routines, and I really hated writing it.
Yeah.
And so the fourth show, I was just like, I'm not going to write stuff down anymore, and I'm just going to enjoy it.
We're very similar, but I think we've been taught to, maybe made to feel like if we do that, we're like lazy comics. But I always listen back, but I just can't. I can't. When I start to write out like full sentences, it becomes. I've told you this. I become like a war widow. I'm like, it was a crisp, cool morning, and it's like that's not a joke. God, what am I doing?
You're doing a creative writing essay for GCSE English.
Yeah, it gets so
We're
painful.
Doing a nice Stedford. You're getting up and just reciting it in front of everyone. It's in it on the page. It was good. Just
I was very good at the
article.
Stedford.
I bet you were.
Fucking Woodley Festival, speech and drama. Like, that's my fucking world.
Have we answered Hage's questions?
No,
think
but we
so,
tried our
yeah.
best.
What were the questions?
How to stop comparing yourself to others, and how do you remind yourself that you're a creative person?
So you can't and you're not. So
you're
just
fine.
be an okay person and then be a little slightly more creative, better sharpened person when you've done the first shit draft.
Mm-hmm.
Acceptance, right? That's
You're
just
welcome,
Accept
H.
yourself, and then I think this accepts that you're gonna compare yourself to other people, and that doesn't make you.
And that is our
Bad.
word of the day. Acceptance.
Yeah.
The message of Christmas.
That's the message of Christmas.
The message of
Christmas.
Christmas is acceptance.
Yeah.
That's not the message of okay. Okay.
It's accepting gifts.
Even if you don't like
It's
them.
accepting at the age of 12 that.
Fine,
It's
Father.
real.
It's accepting that Pancake's gonna die early.
Yeah, it is. Oh,
Acceptance.
that's.
Merry Christmas. Thank you for doing our stupid podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
Merry Christmas, both of you.
Merry Christmas.
Do you want to plug anything, even though?
Oh yeah, do you want to plug Bo Burnham
By
special?
Burnham special.
Listen to Off Menu. Obviously, everyone already listens to it, but if you don't, listen.
Lovely. If people want to go on my website, jamesacaster.com, and buy my special that came out earlier this year, that'd be cool. It's called Cold Lasagna, Hate Myself, 1999, and it comes with a bonus show as well, if you want to buy it.
Does it?
Directly from my website. It
You
comes with
bloody show
a
off.
40-minute B-sides.
Oh my God, I
Really?
didn't know there was B-sides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's made with like a drum machine.
Yeah.
It's pretty hyped. Yeah, it's very
I'm
exciting.
very excited for these B-sides.
Question, can they buy it on CD?
No, that would be cool though.
Yeah.
No, it's just you can basically get
A link?
download. Yeah, you basically have to watch it on Vimeo. Apologies, but
No, you're
like,
saving the
that's the
planet.
way I've done it. I've done
great.
it like
That's
that.
good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Do that.
Should we sing?
No.
Okay.
What were you going to do? Silent Night?
A Christmas song or something.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you sing us out
I
there?
don't know if I
Helen?
know the lyrics to Silent Night.
It's ironic that you don't. Okay. That's fine. Happy Christmas, James Acaster. Thank you for being here. Bye. Thank you so much to our executive producers. I can't believe we now have 3. Honestly, we're so grateful to you. Thank you to Janinna Bautista, Guy Goodman, and Simon Moores. Janina's new. Thank you, Janinna. How exciting to have a patron of the arts who's a lady. It makes me feel
so
very
exciting.
excited. I made that weird, but honestly, thank you. Thank you. And also to our producers, Carrig Duke, Sarah and Molly, the Duvet ladies, Aideen McQueen. Hey, Aideen's a comic. Thank you, Aideen.
Yeah.
Caitlin Lyth, Joe Holmes, Zoe, Kim Dubhghaill or Dubhghaill, depending on how she wants it said. But has anybody told me? No.
Sorry.
Lee Myerscough, David Walker, Tim and Dom, Kierah Leach, Richard Bicknell, SBDubz, Elle, Richard Bald, Sadie Cashmore, Neil Redmond, Claire Owen-Jones, Rachel R, Victoria Hutchison, Jess Nick, Emma Walton, Karen and David Bull, Anthony Conway, Harald van Dijk.
And Melissa Dunkeld.
We're so grateful to all of you.
So grateful.
And thank you to everyone who's not a listed producer but who donates on Patreon and has committed to Patreon for the £3. We're so grateful.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.